Hello, and welcome to James Lewis's Express Lane, where we get you out as fast as possible, talking to you about Diablo 4. Very minor details have been leaked here and there over the past few months about a team being put together for Blizzard Diablo. What are they working on? Some theories is more DLC type style stuff for Diablo 3. But, of course, a lot of people are suspecting it's Diablo 4 in the works. I love the Diablo series. Diablo 1 was great. Diablo 2, I've played every single year since it came out. Every single year, including this year. I just love the game that much. And of course, Diablo 3, just especially like the PS3 version, I had it for the longest time. It was pretty cool. Then I got to the PS4 version. It's like it's a whole new Diablo with all new stuff. Amazing. And they keep adding more to it. Which is why a lot of people suspect this new Blizzard stuff that's being put together is for more Diablo 3, not Diablo 4. But if it is for Diablo 4, what could it possibly have? At the end of Reaper of Souls, the Black Soul Stone shattered, so Diablo's spirit's been released. But wouldn't that also mean like Asmodan, Belial, Andariel, Mephisto, Balak, all of them have been released? Or is it all just a primeval now? If it's all of them released, you could have a huge game where you gotta go through and fight everyone. If it's just the primeval Diablo version, alright, cool. And it's like, well, what are ideas they could have for it? What is it gonna be? What the area is gonna go to? Like, are you gonna have new areas they get to explore? Because it's like, wow, you explore these huge maps. Like, yeah, but if you learn about the lore, you've only explored a tiny bit of it, of like the actual world that exists. But for me, here's what I think would be really cool. Let's say you choose to start off as, if they have a necromancer, we don't know what they'd have yet, but let's say you choose a necromancer. Well, then you get a storyline set to necromancer where the primeval soul inhabited the elder necromancer because he was like the most powerful of the necromancers, and he takes control of him. And it's like, no, so you have the cutscene of the elder necromancer was acting strangely, and then one day he wandered off and was never seen again. Many thought it was his time, and that he had passed on, and he did not want us to resurrect him. But then, they came. Just have like CGI cutscene of like skeletons and undead coming. It's like, oh, he possessed the necromancer. So now like the undead enemies are stronger. The undead enemies are more frequent than say the goatmen or the fallen. But they also drop better and or more necromancer loot. So that way, like, you get the exact same storyline no matter which character you choose. But in this case, like, oh, you chose Necromancer, so the older Necromancer was possessed or taken control of by Diablo, the primeval. And now you get more undead, stronger undead, but they drop more Necromancer stuff. Let's say you chose Barbarian, Warrior, Knight, whatever they're going to call it. Let's go with Barbarian. Like, oh, you chose Barbarian. So now the storyline starts off with the barbarians had been at war with each other since the World Stone had been shattered. But finally, after the primeval was defeated, they started coming together. Until the leader started changing, and he started becoming more violent and having us do, death tournaments, see who the strongest warriors would be, thinning the herds even more by having our best warriors kill each other, until we were so weak we couldn't defend ourselves against the onslaught of goatmen. So if you choose a barbarian, you get that beginning, and you get more goatmen instead of undead or fallen, but they drop more barbarian stuff. That way you can tailor the gameplay to each character. Oh, you chose archer? Well, now there's going to be more of the corrupted sister rogue type enemies, but they'll drop more of your character's equipment. It's like in Diablo 2, it's like, yay, I'm a barbarian, and I just picked up a wind force. Are you the best bow in the game? But I'm a barbarian. I don't use bows. Sucks. And because like in Diablo 3, they fixed it where you can just throw in a stash, get on your demon hunter, and then pick up that amazing bow. Or if you're on your necromancer and you got Immortal King sight, you can just throw it in the stash and pick it up for your barbarian. But in Diablo 2, they didn't have that. You're a barbarian, you pick up the wind force, you're stuck with the wind force. Unless you can go online and have a friend that you trust to give it to them, log off, sign on with your whatever, and then it's like, if you're online, alright, you could swap it like that, but if you're a single player, you couldn't. You're just stuck with a wind force that you couldn't use with a barbarian. Well, I think barbarians could use it, but, they're barbarians. They don't use bows. So yes, that way, if you do, like, oh, you chose Necromancer, you have more undead, stronger undead, but they drop Necromancer stuff more often. Choose Barbarian, you get more Goatmen, they're stronger, but they drop Barbarian stuff. You choose the Archer, you get more of the Rogues, but they drop more Archer stuff. And it's like, well, what? Because obviously Diablo, they like to come up with new characters, new items, stuff like that. It's like, well, let's see. Even if they're an archetype of like, all right, well, before we had the sorceress, now we have the mage, now we have the wizard. And it's like, so the next one could be the alchemist. It's like, oh, you gotta find these ingredients, mix stuff together. And if you go with the alchemist, you get more fallen enemies. They're stronger, but they drop more alchemist stuff. But again, so that way you could, and then obviously for trophies, like, all right, you gotta go through the storyline with every single character, so that way you see all the different cutscenes. But again, I think that would be cool. That way you could tailor it to each character. Each character has its own storyline, even if they follow the same storyline, but they just have variations here, where instead of the leader of the barbarians, it's the leader of the necromancers. It's Merlin becomes possessed, and now the alchemist society has collapsed, and potions prices have skyrocketed because all the alchemists were being corrupted by Diablo, and they're all just been poisoned. So you got to make sure you're buying a real health potion, not a fake one. As backstory, anyways. Like I think that would be really freaking cool. And some areas to explore. I mean, we've been to hell, we've been to heaven, we've been to the desert, we've been to the mountains, we've been to the jungle, we've been to the woods. Where else can you go? And we've been in a city, because you, in Reaper of Souls, you were in a city and all that. It's like, well, where else can you go? Like, what else is there to explore? Huh. Good question. But do you really want to repeat over and over again? Just woods, desert, jungle, woods, desert, jungle, woods, desert, jungles. Although, Diablo 3, I don't think you ever went to a jungle. You just, let's see, you went woods, desert, mountains. Yeah. And then you went to heaven, hell, sanctuary. So they skipped the jungle in Diablo 3, but... So what do you think they should have for Diablo 4? I like my idea of, you choose a certain character, the gameplay and the style is more tailored towards that character for that storyline and the monsters that you fight. And it's like, alright, for all the spirits being released, they don't do just the primeval, they do all of them released. And it's like, alright, you're going through here, well now you have to fight... Because Anduriel and Duriel were twins. So wouldn't it be like, alright, like the first boss battle you have to fight is against them at the same time. That'd be intense, but you do it and it's like, alright, you beat them. You get whatever loot they drop, you get to move on to the next act. Man. Or like how they did for Baal in the expansion pack for Diablo 2, where you had to fight through the wave after wave after wave before you can get to Baal. Do that for Diablo, but it'd be like, first you have to fight Mephisto, then you have to fight Baal, then you can finally go and fight Diablo. Just don't change it up here and there, but keep the same formula, because obviously the click, 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 get me more, it works. Like, I want more loot, I need more loot. And technically, like, the storyline is the same, walk forward, kill stuff, walk forward, kill stuff, walk forward, kill Diablo. Walk forward, kill stuff, walk forward, kill stuff, walk forward, kill Diablo, walk forward a little bit more, kill Baal. The same formula, but that's like, oh, you got the Nephilim rifts, you got the greater Nephilim rifts, you have the cow levels, you have just all the crazy stuff you can do, and of course you always got to get more loot. So keep that formula, guys. That formula works. It is the best system you have going. So don't try to change it too drastically. Like when you went from, like, alright, you can put skill point, every time you level up you get a skill point, put in this one or that one, to the whatever system I guess you want to call in Diablo 3. That was a big change for me, and I was uncertain about it at first. It kind of works, but I mean, it's like, well, I'll never use that skill. I'll never use that skill. worthless, 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 worthless. Like, wow, I'm going to use 5 skills. I would love to be able to make those 5 skills just extremely powerful, but you can't. Because they just learn, like, they learn every skill, no matter what. And they go, oh, well, this rune does this rune does that. It's like, well, that's great, but I'll never use that skill. Or 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 that skill. So maybe go back to the skill point style they had in Diablo 2, or change it up, mixture. Like, all right, do you want to learn this new skill, or do you want to put points into the old skill that you learned already? Maybe you can get like, all right, well, you can either learn this new skill or you can use 2 runes on this skill instead. Something like that. That'd be great. Because again, there are so many skills you learn that I just don't use. Man, I can't wait for Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is going to be even better, hopefully. But some people are saying that it's not going to be Diablo 4, it's going to be new stuff for Diablo 3, and it's like, well, what's it going to be? They already do the Tristram event every January where you replay through Diablo 1. What if they did a July event where, oh, you play through Diablo 2 or certain parts of Diablo 2? Like, oh no, the Soulstone's been destroyed. No, Soulstone's been destroyed. So now all of a sudden, oh, there's a special event on this map. You gotta go there. Ah, it's Mephisto trying to return. Fight through his minions, and you get to fight Mephisto and kill him. And you can drop special, like, you go through, kill everyone that way to get special items that they drop, and then you go to the blacksmith, put together, yay, you got a special amulet. Or you got a special ring, or you got a special something. New pet, whatever. Maybe they're doing that, but I'm really moving for Diablo 4. I'm really hoping that they tailor the story and gameplay to each character, so that way there's something, that way it's not, alright, I chose Sorcerer. Wow, it's the exact same thing as my Barbarian. Well, I'm going to choose a Templar. Wow, it's the exact same thing as a Barbarian and Sorcerer. Have it, that way you just tweak a little bit here and there to give you a different style of game for the exact same game, just with different characters. What do you guys think? Talk about it. Please, I'll respond, always. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.